Everybody, this is the Ren Link here, and today we're going to be showing you an Asura Kaiser deck profile. And honestly, this is not any normal deck that you would see, and that's why I love it. I would explain why I got it, but it's a very long story. Pretty much, it's just a very, very funny deck to use, and it is the equivalent of any troll deck that you can think of without grade sticking or things like that. Although, if you do grade sticking, it's not intentional. It's probably because you didn't get your MVP, which I'll show you later. But this is actually half of the MVP because he's really the part that searches. But this is your starter, Blaujunger. What he does is, when a card named Blaupanzer rises this unit, search your deck for up to one card named Blaukluger. Reveal it to your opponent. Put it into your hand, shuffle your deck. And because of that skill, that's why every single game, our MVP, Blaupanzer, if I don't get him in my hand, well, then we put back our entire hand. And that's because this is a ballsy deck. And if you're not going all in, then you will kill yourself. So, yeah. Well, let's get right into it, because it's a very, very funny deck. So, understanding that his skill requires you to drive check grade 3s, we run in a total of 16 grade 3s. So, yeah, there's a lot of them. We have four different ones. One slot you can change whichever you want, which I'll get into in a second. So, now we have that. We'll put that back there. So, you run 4 of Immortal, obviously, because he is your key card to win games. He's your finisher. Because pretty much what you're going to do with him is you're going to stay in your field a few times, including him, and he gets 10k, which is just pressure that your opponent usually can't deal with over 1 or 2 turns. Usually turn 3, this deck wins. So, yeah, it's really good against things that don't necessarily have their entire deck based on defense, like Great Nature. That's like the one thing I slightly have a problem with. But yeah, so 4 Immortal, 4 of, you can literally throw anything in here. I just have Muscle Shriek because, well, they both have a crap load of weapons in their hands, and this is also Tentacle Raped Out deck, so yeah, because that's really how your opponent's going to feel. Immortal is a cross ride, so you can run the original. I mean, he is an 11k beater anyways, and also when he reveals a grade 3, you can stand 1 rear guard, so in case you have something that's not a Death Army, then behind your Vanguard, which would only be Blaupanzer, you can stand that, I guess, or behind anything else. It really just depends. But, yeah. And then your 4 Death Army Commander. He is a 10k, but still, it's the fact that you get the Death Army grade 1, and you make a column with him, and then you're good. You have 17k. That's going to stand at least twice. So that's 3 attacks for 17. Unless they're getting 2 triggers, then you're fine. And that's not even counting if you have a different column. Like, if you have this column with the guys, and you drive take a grade 3, then after they get attacked, that's their effect. All of them do that. They'll stand back up if you drive take a grade 3. So that's what's so good about them. And that's why they're a staple in this deck. So that's why I run 4 of each. But yeah, so that's our grade 3s. Yeah. I really like running a lot, really, because you need to hit them as much as possible. Because no matter what grade you're at, you can stand things. So yeah. The one grade 2 that you will always try to ride by searching him directly. That's why this ride chain is so broken, because you can just search it directly. Only one of him is run in this deck. And then the only other 4 of the 5 grade 2s that we run, yes, only 5 grade 2s. We had to make room for PGs and other things, so this deck would stay alive. And 16 triggers, obviously. So, yeah, he's a 10k, and also he has an effect. The Death Armies have their stand ability, obviously. Don't need to explain Death Army Lady. He gets the 1k if you have the grade 1 under him in the soul. And then when he hits a Vanguard, you can unflip something, but nothing at grade 2 counterblasts. So, relatively speaking, it doesn't matter, but you can mess with your opponent and, like, I've actually had people that will block it because they thought I had flip damage, but they didn't even look at my damage. I'm just like, whatever, you do you. Okay. Yeah, and then Death Army Lady, obviously, because standing is amazing. So that's grade 2s. And now on to grade 1s. For unflipping PGs, Lady Cyclone. I love this PG because it unflips, so excuse me. You can use Immortal more than once if you need to, which usually you shouldn't have to, or you can use Victoplasm, which I just got 2 of, so yeah. Pretty much you can unflip if you need to. The only problem I have is I can't guard my Death Armies with this, and I regret not having the other PGs. I could throw them in, but I just like running this because it's just more convenient. You can let your Death Armies die and just continually hit them with Immortal, and if he gets to stand, then you're winning. So, yeah, he's relatively good on that. So 4 of her, just staple. And then MVP of the deck, my boy, the 6K that's never 6, unless he's a rear guard, Panzer. Without getting him in your hand, the second I see him in my hand, I don't care what else it is that I have. I'm keeping the hand, dropping everything else, usually. Unless I have... The 2 cards that you want to start out with in your hand are these 2. If you get these 2 in your hand, you're good. You can drop anything else, or keep triggers. You can keep triggers in your hand in PGs. I've literally kept a hand of these 2 and 3 crits, and won the game. Because they could not deal any early pressure. And then what I did is I let them hit with their big shit. I think it was a DP deck that I went against. Let them hit with their main attack. They didn't have a lower roll on board, so I was good. And after that, they really kind of just lost their thing. So, or they lost their pressure. So I beat the crap out of them at limit break. So yeah, that was great. So people say don't run the grade 1. I say you have to. Because without Death Army Boy, or Death Army Guy, Death Army Boy, my boy, you're really not going to deal any pressure at all in the deck. And that's what makes him good, because you can have him behind Immortal, you can have him on your entire back row, and that is a perfect field. If you have 2 of the grade 3, and then 3 of him in the back row, and then Immortal as Vanguard, you have a winning board. That usually will kill your opponent, because when you're hitting for more than, 28 mid-column, no triggers added from original attack, just let's say you hit 2 grade 3s and dropped them both. And then 2 17k columns. The 17k columns are going to hit 3, or going to attack 3 times total. And the mid-column is going to attack twice. But it gets more power on the second one. So yeah, it's relatively it's really, really stupid how it does that much pressure continuously. And it's not like the Beast Deity deck that I used to have, where it was like, oh, well, do infinite hell, and now you've won you build up to this. You try to beat the crap out of them. Oh, you didn't? Okay, well, your deck's kind of null now. So, yeah, that's it. I like this more. It's a really casual and competitive deck. You really can switch the table as fast as you want it to. 4 heals. Now, I don't actually have G Guardians, so these right now are kind of useless, but I do have a lot more stuff in my G Zone now, so I'm kind of happy about that. But yeah, so 4 heal triggers. 4, 6, 12 crit, 4 heal. It's that simple. If you're going any other way, I don't really care for going a different style with this, but you can. If you want to, the new stand that Nova Grappler's got, I think I have it. I'd have to find it, and I'm not going to do that right now. But, it's honestly really good. If you really want to run it, you can. It just gives it rush, and it gives 5k if it stands. So, it makes your columns deal more pressure. That's it. So, I guess that's good. But, honestly, you don't need stand triggers in a deck that already stands every single turn, and if you're not standing, then you're beating the shit out of them. So that's why most people don't guard him because they'll have a PG in their hand for a second attack. So, in case they don't get grade 3s, 99% of the time, the deck is going to say, I'm going to get 2 crits. It pisses me off because I want to hit them repeatedly because that's what makes the deck so fun. Repeatedly turning things sideways. It's so autopilot. But yeah, like literally all the deck does is attack, grade 3, then attack, 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 attack. Yeah, you get the point. It's really, really stupid. But yeah, so then get it started. And now onto the G-Zone. So what we got is 2 Victoplasm. I'm going to get 2 more, but I'm thinking about getting the new standard. I have to find out what he was again. 1 Tribute. I actually think you should run 2, maybe around 2 at least, because he's good in this deck. Just the fact that you get 3 stand triggers, or that you get 3 drive checks. Oh, sorry. You get 3 drive checks with him, so that's every G unit except him, unless you're not using his effect. And you can counterblast if something is stood due to an effect. So any Death Army that, once you reveal a grade 3, all Death Armies are going to trigger his effect. They're going to get the plus 2k and then pretty much be able to wipe his board. So it's board removal for this deck, and it makes it well. It makes it really good. I run 3 Vic-10s. I'd like to take it down to 2. Now, if this was an 8k or 8 deck, then I'd probably run 2 of Tribune, 2 of him, or 4 of Victoplasma, or the new one, I really don't care, and then 2 of that, and yeah, it would be good. So, I could run that and not care. But I do have 4 War Deity, so I run him. I've never actually gone into him because I've really never seen a point. So unless you're running a deck that doesn't run Death Armies, he's good. He's very good if you're running something that doesn't run Death Armies, because Death Armies are already going to stand as much as you want. So you really don't need it. But it does get your grade 3s back in the deck, so I guess that's good. So yeah, relatively speaking, the deck's fun. I really, really like it. And, by the way, if you don't know the effect of War Deity, because really no one does, surprisingly, because no one's ever seen him be played that much, it's an act skill once per turn. Choose 1 grade 3 card from your drop zone, put it into the top of your deck, shuffle your deck, and at the end of the turn, this unit gets, when this unit's drive check reveals a grade 3 card, you can have the heart card with Asura Kaiser in its card name. Choose up to 4 cards and stand them. 4 rear guards and stand them. So yeah, it's good. If you're running like Daredevil, Samurai, and things like that, then it's very, very good. But I'm not, so I could see editing it and making it a non-Death Army build, and then it would be not as competitive as it is casual. So yeah, I'm sorry, I keep hitting my camera stand. I need to readjust this and fix it. But yeah. So yeah, if you like the video, like, subscribe, and I'll be trying to make more. I'm definitely going to try to start making a lot more videos. I'm actually going to post out a binder, maybe. If anybody, just comment if you want a binder, I'll make it. I'll make a binder if anybody wants one, because I do like to trade Yu-Gi-Oh! Mostly. I would trade this deck if it was for something that I really, really want. But otherwise, I like to keep it, because I'm working on it, and I might be getting Blue Flames for it, so yeah, crazy trade, right? But yeah, so if you like it, subscribe, and have a good one. See you guys in the next video.